Everybody, Dr. Pearlman checking in. It is early May 2025. I think today's Friday. It's mine and Axel's day off. And we've been chauffeur to Jen every day this week as her car is getting fixed up. Found a great place in Carrollton to do all the necessary work to this Cadillac ATS of hers. And it was a success. Got it in at the right time, got the tires and the brakes taken care of, and all these other things. So let's get into a couple of minutes of reflection and some hopeful insight. And before we do, June 7th, Saturday at Even More Fitness in Richardson, it is going to be myself, Nicole, who owns Even More Fitness, Kevin from Athletes Factors, and we're going to kind of team up and we're going to do a little Q&A, little insight, and then we're going to have a community workout. There's going to be Michael from Elevate Coffee serving up coffee over there, some of the best in DFW, maybe some of the best in the nation, to be honest with you. And then there's going to be Lori from Aura Health Spa, and maybe we'll have some options for hydration and other type of vitamin therapy. So with all that going on, what I want to do is talk about a couple of things. And that is chiropractic and this terrible misconception of people sort of expecting more. And guys, what I'm about to say is not me complaining. It's not me even venting. It is me educating. And what I mean by that is this. I found a chiropractor recently who I think is phenomenal. This guy is outstanding. And what's crazy is he's like 2 blocks from my office. He literally walked into me about 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for someone to adjust me. This is what's been going on." And, Amanda says, "Hey, he's a chiropractor." I was like, "Whoa, chiropractor, come on back. Like, let's go, let's talk." And after chatting him up for a little bit, and adjusting him, I reached out to, "Hey doc, how you doing? How you feeling?" And he's like, "No, I'm doing great. Thank you." And I said, "Hey, can I come by your office today if you have time? Whatever." He gives me his hours. I pop in, and then he adjusts me, and I'm just blown away. I really feel that is the most thoroughly that I've been checked for subluxation, right? Pressure on nerve in a while. And I'm not taking away from other chiropractors who don't, check as thoroughly. I understand that we all have our way of practicing. We all sort of have our, standard, and we all do different things, like, for example, I still believe in and I still utilize shockwave plenty. I still think that there is a time and a place for soft tissue. I still think that decompression or Y-strap or Y-axis traction is very important for certain patient populations and for certain instances and timing, right? Combinations and patterns. I just have to say that, to go back to this particular chiropractor, I was looking at his reviews and I'm like, how did I not know about this guy? And somebody left a 1-star review one time and literally said the adjustments were great, but he didn't do any massage and he didn't do the things that I'm used to from other places and whatever. Right? Just think about that. Someone left a 1-star review for this guy on Google and said that he didn't do a massage. Listen, I know this type of chiropractor like I know me. And on the front end, the education and the information and the expectation is there. It is that, at this clinic, we are going to do chiropractic. We adjust. So long as, you're a candidate for high velocity, low amplitude adjustments. If you are a candidate for someone who is seeking chiropractic and has no red flags and can get chiropractic, you're going to get palpated, AKA checked for restrictions in your spine that we chiropractors call subluxation. And you're going to get adjusted so that you feel better and it's related to, what it is that you've been experiencing. And we're going to monitor and evaluate over a trial of care. And that's real simple. And a lot of the times people sort of just want like everything with the kitchen sink and like an experience, and they're, think of it as, I'm paying out of pocket or my insurance doesn't cover it, or whatever logic comes into someone's mind to go ahead and, give someone a bad review or think less of someone's practice because they didn't do something maybe they were expecting. And that's really sad because, in my opinion and my experience, when people come to chiropractors, it's because they've tried everything else. It's because they've, got a pain in their neck or their back or a headache or something that's not going away. And they say, I really think that this is, right on that spot right there, and us chiropractors, honestly, we kind of hate when a patient is doing like, right there, like, right there, right there. No, we palpate it. We feel the restriction. We feel the edema. We feel the swelling. We feel the scar tissue. We do. And we know how to aim our adjustment there, especially a trained, good clinician who has adjusting skill. And that's that big spectrum of everybody's, a different, adjuster. And assuming you're getting a positive outcome, less back pain, less neck pain, less headaches, or even eliminated altogether, for a while or forever, depending on when you come in, like, that chiropractor, that's their job, to check you and adjust you. And anything on top of that is, well, I guess you could say it's just to make you feel good, or maybe it's something that, because, me is like, for example, I like Shockwave. I think that Shockwave is a great addition on top of the adjustments sometimes. All the time? Maybe. It just depends, case by case basis, and what the communication was like up front. But I know now, as a patient of this particular chiropractor, and this can be universally explained to all chiropractors or related to people who go to the chiropractor, if I got an adjustment like that, I would never complain about something else that they didn't do. I'd be happy that I felt that good, got back out, to my car, and went on about my day in like the type of mood that I was in, especially this past Wednesday. I was on like cloud 9. I don't think I've been in that good a mood in 3 months, to be honest with you. And because it was that impactful of an adjustment. Guys, that's what chiropractic is. It is the adjustment by hand and how impactful that is. Because you could do the massage work and that's great and you could feel better. I had, again, side note, sorry I go down these rabbit holes, but I'm gonna make it quick. Another lady who's been a patient of mine came in. She'd been taking her daughter to the massage therapist that I referred to, Adriana, the best, Adriana Morales, Trinity Mills. Adriana, Transcend Relaxation, you're the best, okay? And went to her, and she's been so thankful and getting such a great outcome. But that's also a runner who's feeling tight in the hips. But I see, her mom, right? This lady who's had such a great outcome with Adriana, I see her mom who comes to me every time she has like that neck, middle back, and lower back pain, and I believe she has a great outcome. Point is, when you get to a certain level of injury, the adjustment sometimes is the only thing that can break through sort of that adhesion, that restriction, and restore proper motion, thus giving relief and proper function to the joint through the nervous system. Whereas if you have a tight muscle, especially someone who's younger, who's already very active, yes, soft tissue can be very beneficial for those types of tendinopathies. That's why Shockwave works so well for it too. And so does massage or soft tissue therapy. Does the adjustment work? Yeah, of course. But a lot of times resetting the joint still may not address those muscle spindles. So you see combinations, patterns, combinations of modalities depending on what's going on with somebody. But in summary, to summarize it, in synopsis, wrapping it all up here, if you go to a chiropractor, as long as on the front end it's been explained well, and they're like, I'm going to do chiropractic, and I know that this particular guy only does like chiropractic in his office. He's going to check for subluxation and adjust. How do you feel? Maybe he'll recheck based on tone and after a palpation for function or range of motion. And then you go on about your day and you are in for chiropractic. Like, again, chiropractic, see you next week, see you tomorrow, see you in a month, see you in a year. It is a maintenance style thing. It is a lifestyle. Lamborghini, mechanic, patient, chiropractor, that is the way it works. You don't take aspirin one day in your life and all your aches and pains go away. You take aspirin semi-regularly when you have some inflammation and you don't feel your best. It makes you feel a little bit better, right? It's the same thing, just a different approach. Now, I've gone on for about 10 minutes. I meant it. I wanted to share today. I wanted to give my thoughts and insight for today. You know me on this channel. If you've been following for any amount of time, I really appreciate you. And I'm going to share with you every chance that I have the opportunity to, shed some light on what's been going on in my life and my mind, how it pertains to chiropractic, how it relates to us, how it relates to all of us. All right, guys, me and Dr. Axel are going to go and do what we got to do on this Friday to optimize. I'll see you.